Hello and welcome back. We're actually playing Disco Elysium again. Hold on a second, quick sound balancing thing. I think this should be better now, right? Yes, good. Now it's been a while since I've played this. It's been quite some time. Not because I didn't want to, but because I simply didn't have time to. But last time I was here, I died to this door. I knocked on the door, and I knocked again, and I knocked harder, and I knocked again even harder, and then I died of a heart attack. Now, between then, I just, I lost about like half an hour of progress. I walked back here a couple of days ago. So we can just continue where we left off. Postcard. Okay, what's on this postcard? Where do we have it? Items, postcard. It's just it's just something we can sell, I guess. Can we use like our crowbar on this? I don't want to knock again.
The safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Yes, I know what knocking does. I'm not gonna do it again, so I'm gonna leave for now. Can I just... Okay, so you can't just like use it on random things without being prompted by that itself. Let's talk to you.
Yes?
Tell me about the case again. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. I want to talk about you. You seem to be following me. Okay, we've had all those options before. So what else do we... Does someone live here? Good question. Okay, so we cannot get in there yet. Not without dying again. So let's see if there's anything else we can get for now. Everything seems to be crumbling here. Ooh, what's that?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural.
Ooh, interesting.
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Let's take a look at the drawings first.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic.
Okay.
Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin.
Yeah, let's go completely into chaos
One
mode,
of the
right?
welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Yeah, let's examine that welkin. It seems important,
It's
yeah.
Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be
Oh, of
purged.
course. Of course, it's the racism again, isn't
Haldor,
it?
The Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
I don't want to be a
An
welcome
inordinate
anymore.
amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend that much time on this? Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. Which one of them is the welkin supremacist? Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins. I'm gonna
Some
do the
people
first one.
really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them?
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Yeah, let's move
Just
on
look at
from the
those
Welkins.
details. Summit effort.
Let's inspect the photos
The
now.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden.
Looks interesting.
Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
Okay. Not really a big fan of eggnog, and I've not tried morphine, but I'll take your word on it.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Well, that's actually a really cool scenario. I like that. Let's see if they actually managed to play this role-playing game or if scheduling conflicts derailed it like so many others.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Well, what happened there?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Well, let's look at the notes then.
Handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Alright. Sounds fun. Yes. What is that then?
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
Alrighty, so there's another chimney thing, but I assume it's a different one to the one that we are supposed to inspect.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on. How do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
And what am I looking
Radio
at?
frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
And those are radio frequencies of what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here? This must be an elaborate piece of art. Of course, the anatomy of the curse. Let's take it for fun.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Ooh.
They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the game master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
The cost of air width alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Okay, fascinating. I don't think we entered this room last time I was here, but it's been a while, so I'm not sure. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. I could imagine so. Ooh. Now where the hell are we now? Huh? There was something here? Something murmuring in our brain? No? Okay. Then I'll let it slide for now. Maybe later. What's in here? An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. What's this then? We have... The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's something... there is a hidden doorway here. Can we just... You know... like this. Excellent. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Shame. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Those could have been useful against the supremacist.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we? Look around the secret room. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Yeah, let's...
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
If we die, we haven't lost that much progress. In case, like, I don't know, a rat bites us or something.
Your
Let's
hand
do
reaches
it.
deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles?
Is any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
Well, let's take it then, I
It's a
think.
rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean? A rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Ah, good. Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Okay, let's leave then. We found a rifle. I assume we cannot actually use it. Again, I'd like to use that on the supremacist, if possible. That could get us past him. But hey, maybe we'll find something else. Another ice cream maker. Oh, it's still running. Fantastic. I assume we can't actually make ice cream though, which is a shame. And this?
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads off into the darkness, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
We can't use the ice cream maker, so let's unplug it.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's black. It's not like the red one, because it's black, the color of the immeasurable cosmos. I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any
The
reason.
lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
What happens if I unplug the red one? You know what? I'll find where the red one leads to. I'm not gonna do that now. Let's plug it back in.
A machine hums along with the current.
Yeah,
Happy and contented.
that's nice. Now, where does the red one lead? So, I assume those are the two wires. The red one, the black one leads to this. And the red one also goes back here, doesn't it? No, wait. There's red wires. I'll check on that in a second. Man, every time you see something, there's like 50 other things that you can do. Ooh, yeah, what does that do? +1 drama. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Oh, maybe that's the red wire that we'll see. We'll find something, I'm sure. What's here? A cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street. For some reason I thought we were higher up at this point. Right? We walked up some stairs. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's see.
Two
You know
cables
what?
are plugged into an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Okay. I don't know what that did, but if we need something to turn on that can't, then we might just come back here and see what happens. Alright, was that the... Open that, please.
You see the looming shadow of an ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is slightly open. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear. Or we can crack open the door. Let's talk first.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes glued to the animal. It's dark inside its mysterious belly compartment.
Alright, let's crack
A
open the
faint
door.
waft of cold air rolls out. You hear the sound of dripping water. This is the inside of a defrosting refrigerator.
I assume that's what we turned off. There's a red wire leading to it, so that would make
The
sense.
lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Let's look
The
inside.
shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Let's take the
You
note.
pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Yes, magnets. Let's examine the ice cream
A
wrappers
friendly
now.
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Yeah, I assume so.
The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Delicious. Now, what is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in this abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
Yeah.
At least it's not running them a loss anymore, now that you've unplugged the cable.
That's true, yeah.
The
That's-
fridge sits empty before you. An overindulgent wardrobe, now that the cooling systems aren't active.
I'll turn the fridge back on. I'm gonna do it. And if I electrocute myself, well, that's just what's gonna happen.
Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the red one lies neglected on the floor.
Let's plug it back
Somewhere
in.
in the dark, a giant electrical mammal stirs to life.
Alrighty. Oh, we gained some experience, and we found... Okay, we found this. It has a price. I don't know if we can... A broken. Yeah, a broken one. We can't use that. What does this shirt do? +1 physical instrument. I think that's useful. Handwritten note from the fridge. A handwritten note you found from the giant ice bear fridge. It still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure it to the refrigerator door.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Let's read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Okay.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
I wonder who wrote that note?
Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours, officer.
Which is to say, not very good.
Yeah, that's fair. Remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Some local miscreants, probably. There are tons of them running around in Martinez, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Yes, I did. Oops. Okay, so that's the close. I don't really need that right now. Let's see. What do we have? Okay, we don't have enough skill points, I think, to do anything, right? We can't level anything up, no? Also, we should think about what we could do next. Like, physique, maybe? We don't really have a lot in this regard, like at all. But we're gonna need much more experience to do that. I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I might save up a little bit to, you know, actually afford something interesting in this case. All right, what can I open you now?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Let's turn the crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping.
You know what? Let's try it.
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
What is
You
this?
see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Advanced? Where do we get one?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
And if it's the last thing we do. Alright. That's good. I think we... Could we go up there? Yes. But where does it lead? Ah. Oh, I see. Fascinating. I just saw my shoe. My shoe is up there. But I can't reach it. Oh no. My lost shoe. Okay, let's go back in there. The music out there is very loud. I mean, it sounds good, don't get me wrong, but it's very loud compared to everything else. Anything further in here? Oh, what's down here? Coins! I can use all the money I can get. And I need all the money I can get. Right, there's still stuff here that I haven't explored. I was thinking, okay, are we done exploring this room? But no, there's more.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks
No
inside.
one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Okay, now before we do anything, I've learned from my mistakes. Before we do anything that could be reckless,
Coal dust covers the furnace.
we're gonna save.
Pitch black.
Alright, let's look inside the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
That's
Echo
ominous.
is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
Huh.
What are you doing?
I'm hallucinating, or maybe it's the entity. I hear the murderer of the hanged man talking. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs. I think that's the most reasonable one.
Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs.
It might be, yes.
Muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak.
Ah, shame. It's worth a shot.
And drinking will do that to you.
And that is fair. That is a fair assessment.
The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Okay, right. Let's...
A lush layer of coal
Let's do
now
that.
covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
The voices I heard. Maybe it's the maligned entity. Plaisance said it lives in a chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
Alright, let's kick it with my foot, but not too hard, because otherwise... Well, so much for that. Good thing I saved, eh? Let's
You
die
feel
again.
something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
Help? Someone?
Screaming isn't happening on account of extreme shortness of breath. You're just making it worse. Oh God, it's painful. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Oh, alright.
Final heart attack. A detective lieutenant.
Heard that one before.
Hostile.